What is going on? It's James over here with the ProLine team. And today we're going to be looking at how you can boost roofing leads from your website. Now, first and foremost, shout out to Janine on our email list. She recommended that we do a training on this, so let's get into it. Today's goal is for us to give you the keys that you can get way more roofing leads from your website or other exterior leads, other homeowner leads, whatever you sell, not just applicable to roofing. And so I want you to stick around for the strategy that's going to give you 7x more conversions with the homeowners that want to do business with you. So first, let's break down collection versus conversion. So collection is just the way it sounds, collecting contact info. So first name, last name, email, phone number, household income, how many dogs you have, how many businesses, what do you do in business, what is your role in business, ton of different information. However, most of the time it's going to just be the key things: first name, last name, email, phone number, obviously address, but typically you're going to give that before you book an inspection anyways. But that's going to be the collection side. Now on the conversion side, the conversion that we're most focused on in this training is going to be the conversion of the sale. So actually getting a roof quote signed or some other proposal signed for business to start. But there's of course other conversion metrics across the board from the collection to that actual close, and we'll roll into those in a different training. So most of the homeowners have no idea what they're getting themselves into when they give you information, and most of the people that give you information don't close on the website. They don't decide that by giving you their first and last name, phone number, email, that they're going to buy something from you. That's just the start, right? They share that info so that you can book an inspection. Now, on the website side, most people misappropriate what the job of the website is. It's strictly to capture the info, build trust by way of the information that you're displaying on the website for your different services, your team, your service areas, your reviews, what have you, and then set you up to make a sale. Now, obviously there's more than just the website itself, but that is the website's job by itself. So where we want to make sure that we focus on is giving that website the highest probability to get more people into the door, and we're going to do that primarily by driving more traffic. So more traffic is going to mean more leads, right? 1% of 10,000 beats 1% of 1,000. Let's not focus on the conversion rate optimization on website at this moment. But if you just have more traffic and your conversion does not change, you will have more leads that could potentially be worked into jobs. So common sources for this traffic, it's going to be Google search, pushing to your website, right? But you really need some strong SEO there. It could be your GMB or GBP profile, depending on how you talk about it there. And that's going to be, the reviews over there, the photos, the posts, the updates, what have you. We could also look at something like Meta ads or another platform that has ads there: TikTok, LinkedIn, Reddit, etc. But with ads, you have to be crystal clear about your messaging. So your customer is not everyone. And if you treat everyone like your customer, then you'll have zero customers because people won't resonate with that. You have to get a little bit more granular. You have to tighten that in. You cannot just serve everyone, or by very nature of you trying to serve everyone, you will serve no one. So then there's also some other traditional sources of traffic to get people to the website, right? And that's going to be direct mail, with a simple message, QR code, the URL to your website. You can look at radio, really old school, but for one of our roofers, Scott with Rain Stoppers, that's actually something that crushes in his market. That's really just going to keep you top of mind, and it's similar to syndicated TV. It's a number of impressions that you want to get in front of people, and you can keep pushing that direction. You then also have billboards, truck wraps, referrals, and realistically, that would also then include leave behinds and other stuff that's not technically mailed to you. You have a ton of ways that you can push people into more traffic on the website. So that's going to be by way of that URL, that QR code, or something else that drives them to go visit the website. So we want to optimize that for collection. So really the goal here is we want to make it the easiest as possible for that homeowner or that prospect or somebody else inquiring about your services to share their contact info. That should not be a 95 question form to get some information from you. The more resistance you have, the lower the lead flow is going to be from that source because it's more difficult for people to come through it. So you want to use some incentives, right? You could have an instant estimator where they get a total area and then get a price estimate of what their roof or their job could look like. You can give away lead magnets, right? These could be guides, PDF guides on different things, right? How to maintain your roof, how to know how to choose, choosing a roofing contractor, what to stay away from, 5 keys to success. You can get crazy on some naming and do all kinds of stuff here, but regardless, you have that instant estimator that provides the value for them to see an estimate. You have lead magnets that provide a value by way of teaching you something that's got to be something that's more beneficial to them than you. You also could have training, so this could be very similar to what we're doing here. Lead magnets just duped into a video training where they're looking at your face. Now they're starting to associate the value of what you bring with the company, with your face and your name. You could also go exclusive deals, right? This could be around holidays. This could be specific discounts. This could be refer a friend. Could be kind of anything there, right? And then you're going to place call to actions, CTAs, everywhere on the website. And my recommendation would be that it's going to be free quote, book inspection. It's going to be something. But if you have the ability to make them all the same thing, provides them the most value with the least amount of effort on their behalf, that's where I would push first. Go to that first place where they get outsized return for the time that they spend, outsized return by way of value for the time that they spend doing that action, and then move them to another. Remember, you do not close these deals from the opt-in on your website. That's just not the place. That's just not the place where that happens, right? You also want to look at the contact form embed, right? And with the contact form, at very minimum, you want to be capturing that email and that phone, right? Probably their first name, hopefully their last name too. But at very minimum, you capture those things. And then on your website, right, if you're trying to get more collection of leads, you got to have some proof, right? You got to have proof to every single promise that you make on every single page. If you promise like, hey, we go this speed, you better have testimonials, video, Google reviews, Yelp reviews, Home Advisor, BBB, Facebook reviews, something that then communicates that you're not lying. Because so many people can just say, yeah, we're the fastest and we're the cheapest and we're the most reliable and we have the best warranty coverage. But if you don't have proof of other people in the market that have agreed with that statement that you're making and are not incentivized because they don't work for you, right, to make that claim, if you don't have that, people are not going to trust you. I promise. So this is on the optimization for collection, really just trying to get more people to give us their info because we want to then show up and provide them a 5-star experience. But if you don't have this stuff built out, if you just have, you have a website that has filler text, or you have a website that your brother made or someone on Fiverr made, and you don't have service pages, you don't have location data on there, you don't have it linked to your GMB, you're really not going to get as many leads as you could with just a couple slight tweaks, right? So next thing I want to talk about is follow-up speed, right? It is truly the game changer for people that want to grow, that actually want to do business. So many people say they want to do business, but then they follow up 24, 48, 30, 60, 90 hours after. And that doesn't communicate that you actually give a damn about that. So my recommendation is always going to be to respond instantly. And I'm talking in seconds, not hours. Really 5 minutes to 60 minutes should be the target on the response time for anyone raising their hand, calling, emailing, sending in information, putting in information on a web form, filling out your instant estimator and getting an instant quote. It should be 5 minutes to 60 minutes maximum. Should not be any slower than that. And my recommendation would be that you use some sort of automation, at least for the auto response. Okay. You do not necessarily have to use automation for like in a sequential nature to continue to stay in front of people if you don't want, but you absolutely should have an instant response when they do something to let them know what next steps are for them. Let them know what to expect. Let them know what you're going to do. But then if you make a promise, you better keep the damn promise, because every time you don't, it negatively affects the next time that they communicate with you, and how much they trust you, and how much they'll recommend you in the future, and how they're going to believe about the next claim that you make. If you break your word at any part of this process, it's an opportunity for growth for sure, but you also are decreasing the likelihood that you have the ability to actually win their business. So we want to make sure that we're very intentional about that. Now, if you're not going to use automation, right, you can do it manually. Quick replies still win. 5 minutes to 60 minutes, no questions asked. That has to happen. Whether you use a call center, it's done internally. You're dialing yourself. Your grandma's dialing. Your sister's dialing. Your kids working in the business. Whatever. Somebody needs to be dialing and making sure that they're trying to connect with the person that just raised their hand and said, hey, I want to do business with you potentially. Can I get some more information? And then also double up, right? So it should be multi-channel. Some of these people you might have on Facebook. Some of these people you might have on LinkedIn. Some of these people you might have email, phone number. You might know that y'all cross over at the diner every Thursday, right? Emails, texts, calls, any kind of interactions there are going to be better if they're all done concurrently. Okay, not like I'm going to email until they respond to email, and then I'm going to text until they respond to text, and then I'm going to call until they tell me to stop calling. How about do all of it all at the same time and have a cadence for you to do that so that your team can handle it, but continue to try to win the business. They're going to tell you if they don't want to do business with you, I promise, if you follow up enough. But the fact of the matter is that most people don't follow up this much. And so if you are doing this, you're going to stand out. Now, 1 in 1,000, 1 in 500, 1 in 250 are going to say, hey, you're following up too much. You're doing too much. Stop bugging me. Stop talking to me. And cool, respect that, right? Absolutely respect that. And don't contact them again. But that's going to be a very small percentage. So don't let the few people that say that lead you to believe that you need to just stop calling everyone like that. Because most people are going to respect the fact that you're trying to earn their business as opposed to being annoyed. And a few annoyances for a lot of winning clients, right? 1 or 2 or 3 people that are like, stop calling me. For 30 to 50 people that do business with you, I think that's a good trade-off, right? And it works realistically because people want instant, consistent replies and attention. Period. End of story. They want to be communicated with, or they wouldn't have put their information in here, because no one in their right mind thinks that they're going to put their information in something and not get responded to. Although most contractors don't respond. So yeah, that's a different story. But there is a way where you can boost your close rate, right? And your conversions between opt-in to converting a signed quote. And there's a few ways to do it. And one of my most favorite ways to do it is with ProLine, right? We have automation follow-up. So not only internal process automations, but also communication outbound, right? Email and text, automated and manual, and task triggers, right? To get you to pick up the phone and call. So we've got that automation, and that's going to be something that is from speed to lead all the way through reviews and referrals. So it's not just to convert to get them to sign. It's also communication around job updates and other things, right? The response time in here is critical. I would say probably 98% of our users set up their speed to lead for automatic responses the minute that somebody opts in, whether it's an ad, it's a website form, it's an instant estimator, it's something else. They have an auto response that goes out immediately and follows up with them, right? Again, remember, it is seconds, not hours. So as we're going through all this, right, we are right here at the end. If any of this is something that you feel that you're struggling with, and you may want a little bit more handholding, you maybe want a little bit more help, you may want a system that can do all of this for you from the initial opt-in all the way through the conversion to sign quote, and then after all the way to reviews and referrals and invoice collection. If you want a system that can follow up without you having to do a bunch of craziness, without you having to call every single day, without you having to send all the emails and texts, then I would say that the next step for you is to book a demo. If you already have all this figured out, if you're already crushing sales, if your overall leads to conversions to inspections is 80%, right? And then the conversion to offer is 80%. And then you're closing 100% of the people that you're following up with, or you're closing everyone on site. Well, then boom, this is not for you. So go ahead and just click off this video and stop watching. And it is what it is. But if you are somebody that is in a position where you need any improvement from the time that a lead opts in all the way to the time that you get a signed quote, on any of the follow-up, on any of the communication, on any of the internal processes, well, then ProLine may be for you. And I would recommend that you go below this video and go check out, there's a link, I believe it's the first link. Go ahead and click that. That'll go to our demo booking page. Grab a spot with someone on our team and see if ProLine may be able to help you. But even if you don't do that, I hope that this is beneficial to you. And I hope that you start collecting way more leads and then converting a whole lot more of them as well. It'll be easy. Talk later.